Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farmville. Go and spread fertilizer across all of this. So there's a bit that's going along the edge. Well, actually, I think the bit that's going around the edge there on the stuff that, yeah. So some of it's already been fertilized. I want to just go over the bit of grass that isn't necessarily going to be planted. That's the only bit that's really going to matter. The bit that was ploughed on the grass, that is going to change here. And you can see right there. So I've got some seed. I've got fertilizer in the seed drill. But it's not going to now matter if I run out of fertilizer in the seed drill if I spread fertilizer across every single inch of the field. Well, apart from that little bit right in the middle that I just missed. And a bit down the side now because I didn't do it all straight. I'm sure we'll figure something out. So let's bring you back down over this way. And the reason I'm doing this is because I'm pretty sure that we will eventually run out of fertilizer in that seed drill up there. So let me go up this way. And get that bit. And then we'll go here and spin round in a circle there and get that bit. And then we'll go over this way. We have got still 260 litres of solid fertilizer in that seed drill. We're probably going to be alright for fertilizer overall. Well, I'm still going to do just that little bit there. And right, that's done. That's enough. I will now go and get the other seed drill and we can come back and we can help out with the planting. AI worker J has completed their task. I suspect, quite strongly in fact, that AI worker J has not completed anything at all, and in fact they have just decided to go home for their lunch. My suspicions have been confirmed. Right. Let's have you. And where are we going to go with you now? You over here. Start you on this little bit just for a minute, and then I can go and get the other tractor. Oops. I'll have you running. And put you going there for a minute, I think. He does seem to be doing a reasonable job. We just got to help him out with a few little bits. And then this one, oops, this one can go in here. And I can put the seed drill on and we'll whiz out there. This seed drill doesn't have additional fertilizer coming out of it, so it's also a good reason why I completely forgot about that bit, actually. That's just a happy bonus. I completely forgot that this one doesn't have fertilizer, so the fertilizer that we spread on the bit that we're about to go planting now was actually quite helpful. It's not just having it all done twice. It is being done twice on the bit with the other seed drill, but not with this one. This one is that was a useful thing for us to do. And I'll bring this one over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with going in this direction. So back that one down there like that, and hired help. We'll just go in a straight line up through here. Excellent. Hoping that being that close to the road is not going to cause any issues. It should just keep going. Then the other one over here, that one's going to need to turn around here, and probably he'll get down to the other end and then he will stop. He should drive his way down through there and do this one more pass, but after that I'm not sure that he will do anything. But that one pass, it was only this end here. I was just wondering whether or not he was going to be far enough over. He is. So there's all of that bit. Neat and tidy. So then we'll take it up there and we'll start doing some work up that side. We could do another run here. There, all the way through. And that one is done. Let's drive you back up this way, shall we? So there's that little loop that I went round. That's got to be done. Tidy that bit up. And then there's this bit here. And this bit here, I reckon, if we go across in this direction, That should get most of it. So we line up with the plough lines, and that's where the hired help will work as well. So I'll bring you back over this way a little tiny bit. Reverse up there, and off you trot. Excellent work. Let's go down and see how the other one is doing. Why are you only going that far? You need to actually go a bit further than that. That's not acceptable behaviour. This one has just done a pass up through there. I'm not entirely sure the hired help is going to be able to do very much more there, so I'm actually just going to stop it now and take over and do this bit myself. I'm just going to tidy up a couple of little bits right here. Wait, oh, it's the wrong button there. There, that's what we want to do. Lower it down, not take the lid off. And down through there. And I'm really careful when it comes to planting grass. I like to make sure that I have really got every single little bit planted, because it's the only time you do the planting on grass. That's it. You don't go back and do it again. So if you do have to go back and do it again, it's a real jolly nuisance, and I don't like doing that at all. It's much, much easier if you can just make sure you get everything done right the first time. So for that reason, I take extra care to make sure I've got every tiny little spot done before I leave the field. So we'll drive down through there. There's that bit all finished, and then this bit here, I'm just going to drive up to there, like that. I'm going to do the same right here. Just like this. And then we can set the hired help going along this strip, along the bottom edge of the field right here. Which I think is already pretty much in a dead straight line. I'll give it a bit of overlap, like that, there. And start that one up. So go to that end. And he should do that little bit there, take care of that, and we can go up here and have a look at this one and see how it's getting on. This seed drill here, the tractor and the seed drill, they seem to be doing a really, really good job of this. Like, they're not leaving lots of little triangles on the end of the row each time, and I actually really like that. I think that's a very positive sign. So it's going through all of the untidy spots here that we had. Here where the road is, it's going to be a little bit different, I think, because they don't like... Well, they won't drive onto the road, so it acts like it's got a collision on it, but it doesn't actually have a collision on it. And so being able to place something like that around is actually quite useful. Like, if you can get a fence that isn't actually a fence for them to drive into, it behaves a bit more like a road, they will stop and turn round on the edges of the field. See, he's going to lift up there, and then he's going to lower back down again and do the other side. Why have you stopped there? Huh. Well, that's not very helpful. Yes, I'm not actually aware of any fence that works like that at the moment, but it would be cool if there was. Like, the idea is there. I'm going to have a look for that, because I think that could be our answer in some of the situations where I want a marker for the edge of the field so they don't drive too far and sort of drive over an edge or something, but I don't want an actual physical fence there, because the hired help does weird hinky things when it has an actual fence. I'm kind of thinking that that's... Yeah, it's a little bit more of a nuisance when that sort of thing happens. Let me just bring you back over this way. There we go. So I'll have a look through the fences. I don't know that we've got any fields in this series that we're going to need that. I know in the Coronella series that we did, that would definitely have been useful in some situations, because we had quite a lot of fences that we wanted to put in there, but we ended up not, and I think that would have been a really, really handy thing for us to have. I'm just going to set this one going from about that point for hired help. Drive along there and start up. I've done the little crazy bits over that side. I'm just going to go and check on this one, who is Well, they're doing the work. I can't fault them for that. It's just they're doing it in a rather slow fashion. So we're going to just bring you on round over this way, because everything else has been done over there. And I'm going to just manually whiz back and forth on this a little tiny bit. Finish this bit out. And that's it. That'll be everything then. There's something I just want to check, because I've got a few little spots like that. Ooh. I'm wondering if that direct drill has gone and left some little bits here and there that haven't been planted properly, because when I went over it with that one, I don't know if you've seen the little brown bit that was like texture of cultivated texture that was left behind. Had a big, it's like it's on the front part of the direct drill. I need to just check that. I might just go around with this one and do a couple of little bits, because I've got a few pieces like that I want to make absolutely certain are planted properly, because if they're not, we're in trouble. Well, I mean, it's not lots of trouble, but I don't like it, because we'll have little spots left. And that one has finished the task. So it's like up here on this bit. I think there was actually a couple bit there. There was a little bit in that corner there. And then we go around over here. This is fine. It's all fine. But there, look. See that? That looks like it's cultivated ground. So I'm just going to go over this end of it. Like this. And hopefully that will remove anything that looks like cultivated ground. All the way around here. So there's no chance of us having anything that is going to cause us problems. Right, that looks pretty good. Now, we'll have a look in here. So there is an extra layer of fertilizer that could be used around the outside edge of the field, but I think overall it's pretty good. So next month, we could probably come up here with the fertilizer spreader and just do a pass around the outside edge. Other than that, this field is now done. We've got one field of barley there that is ready to harvest, but if we wait for July, we can then take our combine down and we should have a few fields that are ready to cut. I don't know which ones they'll be. I think oats is probably ready to cut, and the wheat will be ready to cut, that one over there, and then there'll be a few others as well. So we'll have quite a bit of harvesting that we can go and get started on. I'm just going to put this one here. I'm not actually going to unhitch it, because I want to put it back sort of undercover a bit. But we're going to be using that rake once we've done the combat. Well, actually, I don't know. We might not actually want to use the rake. Not entirely certain yet. Whether or not, I am not certain if we'll be wanting to use the rake to once we've done the straw. We might just leave the straw that comes out the combine as it is. Quite sure yet. I do know one thing for certain, and that is we will bale it all up in small bales. I'm definitely going to do it all in small bales, and I'm definitely going to sell all of the straw that we get this year. And I definitely should stop driving around the corner like that. I mean, it's fun, don't get me wrong. It's a lot of fun. Not so good for the fence, because then you've got to go and rebuild it. Yeah, we'll go without the straw this time. We might get the straw and put that in next time, and then we could use manure and slurry for spreading on the fields. Now, I did think that perhaps we wouldn't do that, but a couple of you have actually said that you'd like to see me doing slurry and muck spreading on our fields. Maybe not every time, but, you know, to break it up and have a little bit of variation, so we're not just doing the fertilizer the other way. Now, I'm going to bring you over here, and we're going to get our trailer on. Actually, you know what? I'm going to just move this round baler. We're not using this one for the straw this year, so that can go back in front of that seed drill for now. We haven't got a lot of space at the moment because we haven't got a shed. The shed got damaged in a storm, and so we can't use it. I suppose we should be grateful that it wasn't the mill, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to start taking anything to the mill until we until January, and that's when you want to be selling the flour. I think January is the absolute best time of the year to sell flour. I don't know if it's going to tell me on here. Yeah, there we go. Right. Yes, January. January is when you want to sell that. Hay, we won't be selling. I suppose we could store our straw until the best time of the year to sell it. And that is almost definitely going to be January. It's about 140 euros. All right, we'll store it. We'll stick it in the shed if we can, and we'll store it there. And then we'll sell it in the winter. We'll actually be selling it at the Sell Everything container, which is right here. That's going to basically represent us keeping it until the winter, and then in the middle of winter, in January, a neighboring farmer has come to us and said, look, I don't have enough bedding this year for my animals, can I buy some off of you? And that's when you get a premium for it. So that's what we will be doing. That's everything there for a minute. We want to sleep the night, and then in the morning, we're gonna... Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to go and get it now. We need a milk tanker. A milk tanker is absolutely something that we're going to need. So I'm going to unhitch that one, and I'm going to drive down to the dealership, and I'm going to purchase a brand shiny new milk tanker, where we will be able to transport the milk all the way from the cowshed to the other side of the road in order to sell it. I wonder if I actually touched the back bumper of this car. Yes. Apparently they don't like you getting too close. You get too close and they brake check you, which is never really a good idea, because I've got a massive, great big chunk of steel on the front of my vehicle, and they don't have a similar chunk of steel on the back of their vehicle, so it's just not going to end very well for them. I'm going to ignore the fact that there are pedestrians lined up everywhere. We're going to whiz into here, and we're going to have a look. So we want to go to Animals. Now, the base game one, so we've got some smaller tankers right here, but they're not milk ones. This is the first one you can have for milk, and it costs 25,000 euros. Now, I really like this tanker, and I've used it a lot. But I want to try something a bit different, because we also don't have very many colors, and I want to have something with a different color. All right, this one's a little bit different. It's an orange one to start with. It's an older one. It does take everything. We can put anything we want into this one. I actually quite like this idea. So we've got the wheel setup is standard with wheel weights, standard 2 with weights. All right. I actually kind of like that one. I won't have the wheel weights on it. We will just do that. But I kind of like those wheels on it for this one. Then we're going to go with the main color. I want something a bit brighter. We won't go with that one. Are we going red or are we going blue? I think we're going to go with a nice bright red on this one. And then design color, we can have dark black, darker... Well, we can have black, dark grey, light grey, and black are these three blacks that we've got here. Or we can go with green. Green it is. And the rim color is also going to be green, and that makes me think that maybe we should reassess this one. No. Green and blue. I was always told growing up, green and blue will never do. This was because I quite frequently wore green T-shirts. I had quite a few. Green's always been my favorite color, and I would also wear blue jeans. And there's a saying around where I live that green and blue will never do. You should never wear green and blue clothing together. I've no idea where this saying has come from or why this saying even exists, but it does. So, since my early teen years, when I first heard it, I've kind of made it my mission to wear green and blue together as frequently as possible, just because of that particular saying and how much it genuinely irritates me. Now, I'm aware that this tanker only holds 4,860 litres instead of the 8,000 litres that the other tanker holds, and this one costs exactly the same as the bigger tanker. I have no regrets, though. I like the look of this one. I think this is absolutely fantastic. I love the way that it's got the channels down the side for extra hoses. I mean, we don't actually have any extra hoses in it, but I still like the look of it. I'm going to pull this one up to beside our house, And then that will be ready to load up with our milk first thing in the morning. I haven't checked on the animals today just to see how they're doing. And I'm still thinking that we won't buy any extra cows just yet because of the cost of them and so on. So let's just have a look in here. Cows at the moment, productivity is up there. Health is on 63%, so reproduction hasn't even started yet. And we're on hay, so it's taking its time to climb all the way to maximum. By the morning, it should be at maximum, and reproduction should be underway as well. This is what I'm hoping. Otherwise, it's going to take a while. So let's skip the night. The problem with just waiting on the cattle to reproduce themselves is that once they've given birth, you still have to wait. See, we've got 6,000 in loan interest there, another 420 in other bits. Their health is now 100%, and we started on reproduction. It takes 10 months before they give birth, and then it takes a further 12 months before the animals they've given birth to can start producing milk, and another 8 months after that before they can start reproducing. So it's a long-term thing, although by the time that the first lot of calves have given birth, or are ready to give birth, these will have populated the entire barn, because I think this one holds 80 at maximum. So I've now got 2,400 litres of milk. We had 900 litres last night. So them going up to 100% efficiency and also getting to reproductive age and everything means that we're now ready to go with them. We're now getting maximum production from them. The milk there, 2,500. That means we had like 1,500 overnight. We're probably going to get like 3,000 litres a day from these now, which I think is absolutely brilliant. I don't want to put any more cows in here yet because I'm not sure how much food they eat, whether or not we've even got enough food for them. The other thing is we've got... we're just feeding hay. I'm not sure if I was to give them total mixed ration, if we actually get more milk being produced than just by giving them hay. I don't know about that. The health goes on 100%. And then this effectiveness, I think you do get more milk, but I'm not certain about that. It might be that the total mixed ration just lasts a bit longer. If you only feed grass, I don't think that they actually come up to being able to fully reproduce, but I'm not certain on that. I can't remember now. It's been quite a while since I actually tried just feeding plain grass. So I want to go over to this side and then take all of that milk, 2,400 litres. The downside of this tanker that we've got here is that once we get up to 80 cows all producing at 100%, I think we're going to be getting more than 4,800 litres of milk in a day. So I think that we're going to end up needing a bigger tanker, which is a bit unfortunate. So let's unload this here. So we have 2,400. Sell all of that. I don't know what the price is at the moment, but we're just going to keep doing this every day. Every morning we will sell whatever milk we've got. That is 5 grand. That's pretty good, actually. I'll take this one back across the road. And we'll park the tanker over on this side. That one's going to go right there. I'll leave that one there. And then the next job is to get the fertilizer spreader on. We've got more fields now that will be ready. That one up there needs ploughing. If I go back this way, none of this field is actually ready to cut yet. That one is. The wheat is. I think this one here is oats. Yeah, that's oats. That's ready to cut as well. None of the others are yet. So we've got oats, barley, and wheat, which is actually our 3 straw fields. Those are all ready to go. Oh, the reason that this isn't showing ready to harvest is because I haven't got the grass up. There. Right, that one is completely ready to harvest. Nothing that we can do in that field there. I can't... when I say there's nothing that we can do there, because it's saying ready for harvest, I don't think it actually allows you to put fertilizer on it, or even if it does allow you to put the fertilizer on it, I don't think it actually makes any difference to the yield now that it's ready to harvest. So we're just going to ignore that. We're going to leave it, and instead what we're going to do is we're going to take our combine and we're going to go and do our harvest. I just remembered that we've actually got the mod that allows us to... that gives us straw from everything. So I remember now what I was saying was that we were going to keep the straw from the oats, the barley, and the wheat, and then all other straw we would sell. This year, though, we're not going to do that. I still like the idea of selling everything. So I'm just going to bring that one over there, and that one can unhitch there for a minute. And then we need to very carefully reverse out of here. I'm going to drive up the road to the barley field first, and we'll do that one. We'll then be able to drive across the road with the header on. To bring you out round like that. Just ignore the fact that I'm currently ripping that hitch right off. Figment of your imagination. We're going to go and do the barley field first. Then we can drive across the road with the header still hitched on instead of having to unhitch it, and we can do the oat field. Then we can put the header back onto the trailer, bring it back up here in order to do the last field. So we want to go up here, and we're going to hang a left into here, and then we will go on to the grass field. See, right there? Actually, around the edge, we should be able to put fertilizer on there, so I don't know what that's going to do for... Let me just turn off the beacon as well. I don't know what that's going to do for the yield of the field, so maybe we should actually try to put some on there, because we've got soil composition. All of that has only got one layer on, and I want more hay out of it. You know, if I'm going to go to all the effort of cutting this field and doing everything with it, then we do want that. I'll do that later. Let's get on with this harvest. Oh, we've got our combine all the way over here. I'm just, I've unhitched, and we need to get this unfolded. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.